All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from Daytona. The season opener, General Patton and Mayor Bixler have the front row, Greg Parmalee and Pops Cramner on the second row. Pat Boyce, Bob Curtis on the third row. John Tobias, Roger Craig on the fourth row. Armando Melgoza and Bill Calder rounding out the top 10. Stu Wright starting in 11th next to Greg Boydell. Cale Bixler back in 13th and Tim Chapman in 14th. Everybody getting stacked up on pit road. And it does look like everybody is going to make the grid. We didn't know if Greg Boydell would make the grid or not. Apparently he is. So a 14-car field here at Daytona. And remember, these Retreads racing guys, the damage is turned off. So if they get in a wreck, they still have the opportunity to get back and fight for the win. A quick look at the track conditions. It is 8 p.m. track time, so temps are going down. Air temperature currently 78. Track temperature currently 80. I'd expect that to go down a little bit as the race goes on. That'll give them a little bit more grip. Everybody's rolled off pit road. Bob Curtis did not make the grid. He will start from pit road. Everybody stacked up coming down the back straightaway. The season opener at Daytona around the big 2.5 mile track. New season, new opportunities. Who's it gonna be tonight in Victory Lane? Especially with General Patton leading the field, that ought to make things interesting. Just so you guys know, that his name in iRacing is actually General Patton. And he is leading them down as the pace car dives to pit road. Here we go into the restart zone. The green flag flies. They are down and away, the season opener at Daytona. Bob Curtis is rolling off pit road. Take him about a lap and a half to get these trucks up to full speed. But they can still make moves through the field as they're coming up to speed, and a lot of times we see some gutsy moves on starts and restarts as Mayor Bixler drops to the bottom, takes the lead, but not for long. Pops Cramner to the high side. Coming around to complete lap 1, it will be Pops Cramner leading lap 1 of the season. It looks like Pops trying to control both lanes. Whoa! Bill Calder got a little bit wild back behind. Managed to gather it up, no problem behind. Bill sliding back down into the bottom line, pulling forward. Bill is dancing with the yellow line. Hey, good evening, Jeff. How are you? Roger Craig now out front. It will take a little bit for that outside line to really gain some momentum. Greg Parmalee so far has the fastest lap of the night, but I suspect laps will get faster as it gets later in the evening and this track cools off. Once the sun is down and the lights are up, speeds will pick up. Our pole sitter, General Patton, has dropped back into 7th. Bob Curtis still open for that first caution to get him caught back up. A lot of bobbling going on out here tonight. Bit of a surprise to see these trucks moving around as much as they are. Of the different stock cars available, generally speaking, these trucks are the most planted at Daytona and Talladega, but that does not seem to be the case here tonight. Cale Bixler, who won the season opening dirt race, is now 8 spots into 5th. There in the 709 truck. Excuse me, 789. Boy, I can't read tonight. If Cale can pull off the win here tonight, he would be the first driver to sweep both the dirt and asphalt races. Roger Craig continues to lead. Greg Parmalee leading the outside line. Greg Boydell now up into 3rd, up there on the high side, hanging around 3rd and 4th place. Boydell started back in 12th. He and Bixler came through the field together, up 8 spots each. These guys are getting a little bit squirrely at the front, running inches apart. Not the best time to get that out of shape. Oh, wreck behind! Caution is out! Looks like Pat Boyce involved in this one. And look like multiple trucks caught up. Let's see what happened back behind. Take a look down from the blimp. Pat Boyce in the 41. Oh, Calder came up and just taps Boyce. Boyce goes for a big spin, then Calder ends up coming through the infield as well. There's Bill in the 325 on the bottom. There you see Boyce catches some air. Oh, Calder gets another truck, but looks like everybody's going to get away. Ouch. For the most part, okay. Tim Chapman, so far the only truck to come to pit road. So Greg Parmalee had the lead at the time of caution. Roger Craig in second. Pops Cramner in third. Greg Boydell in fourth. Mayor Bixler now in fifth. And here they come. Most of the field appears to be headed in. Roger Craig and General Patton are staying out. Looks like Armando's going to stay out as well. Get some track position. Bill Calder also staying out. Lights are out on the pace car. Everybody coming off pit road, stacking back up. A few of the drivers did take tires. A lot of them fuel only, but Greg Boydell, Tim Chapman, Greg Parmalee, and Cale Bixler all took tires, as did Mayor Bixler and Pat Boyce. Everybody stacking back up into 3 and 4. Roger Craig and General Patton have the front row. And here we go. Pace car dives in. And green flag is back in the air. Wow. Roger Craig got away quickly. General Patton quickly drops back into second. Armando stays with him in third. It's like they caught the rest of the field napping. Are the top three going to be able to pull a getaway here? Nope. Pops Cramner bringing them back up. Looks like Pops going to the high line out of turn 2. Stu Wright right there with him. Pops drops to the bottom, taking the lead. Stu right behind on the high side. And Stu's got a big, whoa, they get close out of 4. Who's it going to be at the line? Looks like it'll be Pops this time. A lot of close racing coming through 1 and 2. Fortunately, as we mentioned, as the track temperature goes down, as the sun goes down and the lights come up, these drivers will have a bit more grip out here. A lot of bobbling coming through the turns. Mayor Bixler, Pat Boy still right there with them, and Bob Curtis is officially out of the race. Oh, we've already got a truck looking 3 wide, backs out of it. Looked like Patton was looking to the high side to make it 3 wide. Thought better of it, drops back behind Stu. That inside line moving up quickly now. John Tobias pulls back up with that bottom line. Three wide mid-pack, they back out of it. They just keep trying to get 3 wide. But wisely, everybody backing out of it. They're trying to make sure they make it to the end. Stu Wright has the nose ahead at the moment. Roger Craig had a little bobble on corner entry into 3. Now Stu has the nose ahead. He will lead that time by. Picking up 1 or 2 points early in the season can make a huge difference late in the season. Greg Parmalee is pushing Pops. Oh, holy cow, Pops got together. Trucks are flying. Caution is out. I know Pat Boyce caught a piece of this one. Let's see if we can see what happened. Stu Wright up there on that outside line. Oh, Pops comes up, gets into Stu. Stu ends up on his lid. And slides down the track on his side, but he sticks the landing. And more chaos back behind. We'll look from the blimp. As I mentioned, Pat Boyce gets caught up in this. You see the smoke from the first bump. And yeah, several trucks end up turning and plowing into the wall. Most of the field has headed in. Pops is staying out. Mayor Bixler also stays out on track. Pat Boyd's going to stay out. As is Cale Bixler. As squirrely as these guys have been, it was only a matter of time. Armando Melgoza also getting caught up in that one. He is back out, currently in 11th. Bill Calder on his way out. He'll come out in 13th. Stu Wright comes out in 12th. Lights are out on the pace cars. Everybody gets stacked up. And here we go. Pace car dives in. Pops in control. Green flag is back in the air. That inside line gets going a little bit better. A lot of battling back behind Roger Craig, Pat Boyce as they come up to speed. Mayor Bixler taking that high line, coming by the top two. He's got some momentum. Hobbs continues to lead. That outside line is forming up, but just doesn't have the momentum. But the sun has gone down even more. The lights are coming. Holy cow! That boy's kissing the wall there. Great job by everybody behind. Not running into him. He did lose a little momentum. That outside line has to reform. Meanwhile, that ball, whoa! John Tobias makes a power move to the high line. Mayor Bixler drops back down, leaving Tobias leading the outside line. Tobias starting to pull that outside line forward just a little bit. Pat on his bumper. And now that outside, oh, one truck is low. And several trucks are high up in the air. Caution is out. Looks like it was Cale Bixler that went off track. Let's take a look and see what happened to set this one off. Looking down from the blimp. Coming down the back. Oh, Cale gets a really bad bump. Comes back up and collects multiple trucks. Wow. Roger Craig caught a piece of that as well. Several trucks involved. Now the question is, who's coming in this time? Pomps will lead them in. John Tobias stays out to get the track position. Armando staying out as well. Tim Chapman stays out this time. Bill Calder and Roger Craig still working his way back around. Everybody stacked up side by side. The rest of the field coming off pit road will join them. Everybody lines up on the backstretch. Lights are out on the pace car. And it seems like a really good time to get a little bit loud. So once the green flag drops, I'm going to shut up. You guys crank it up and listen to all that horsepower. All right, here we go. Pace car dives in. And here they come. The green flag flies. Crank it up, y'all. That is a beautiful sound. Listen to all that horsepower go around the track. John Tobias continues to lead. Tim Chapman in second. Greg Parmalee in third. Bill Calder leads the outside line at the moment. Oh, Calder is down off track. Along with Armando. And the caution is out. And it did look like Bill may have gotten some air there. Let's take a look. There's Bill in the gold truck in the outside line. As he comes down the track, comes across the nose of Armando. Armando makes it back onto the track, but Bill, wow. Bill has a bit of a wild ride, but he does stick the landing. I'm gonna guess Bill is a little bit dizzy right now. Jeff, there's a reason I don't do in-car views of wrecks like that anymore, is because because I did have some people complain about getting car sick watching it. However, folks, if you get car sick easily, don't watch this. Riding along with Bill. There you see the spin, the air. Then he begins the tumble, looking at the sky, looking at the ground, looking at the sky, looking at the ground. Sticks the landing. That was a fun ride for Calder. Jeff, I might even do a YouTube short of that now that I'm thinking about it. Just about everybody went to pit road. Only Greg Boydell and Mayor Bixler stayed out. I think Bill is trying to get waved back to the lead lap. But it does appear the lights are out on the pace car. Yes, they are. So they're stacking up for the restart. I have to agree, Jeff. That was a good landing. Bill is going to be trapped one lap down for the moment. He is hoping for a quickie caution as he drops to the tail end of the field, and they come toward the restart. Green flag is back in the air, and it looks like that restart, due to Bill dropping back, things may have gotten a little bit wonky and caution. Looks like General Patton got sent off track. Let's see what happened with the General. Looking down from the blimp at the 87, he tries to get clear. As they come up, he comes across Bill's nose. A big spin, but he does get it wound up and keeps it out of the wall. Mayor Bixler out front, Tim Chapman in second, Greg Boydell in third. Stu Wright in fourth, Pops Cramner in fifth. Looks like the field's still trying to get stacked up and together with the pace car. $14 laps to go. I do believe everybody would be good on fuel from here. Bill Calder does get a wave around back to the lead lap. Jeff, probably so. Lights are out. Everybody stacks back up. Greg Parmalee and Cale Bixler, the only two on pit road this time. Mayor Bixler and Tim Chapman up front. Chapman started back in 14th, didn't even qualify, now up in second. And we know Tim, he knows how to get it done in these trucks on these tracks. They'll have about 12 laps to go when the green flag drops. Pace car hard onto pit road. And the green flag is back in the air. Bixler manages to clear immediately out front. The outside line just does not get going nearly as fast. But once they get to that back straightaway, that outside line has the advantage. The pack split in half. General Patton in 10th, Armando in 11th, Greg Parmalee in 12th, and Bill Kohler back in 13th. All fell off the lead pack. Meanwhile, Tim Chapman trying to bring that outside line back up to the front. Everybody side by side, a few bumps through 1 and 2. Looked like a few guys got little bumps and got a little loose. Down the back straightaway, everybody has them straightened back out. Mayor Bixler still out front. Oh, big wreck back behind, right behind the leader, caution. Pat Boyce, John Tobias, both involved. Let's see what happened here. Here they come out of turn 2. A lot of bumping. Holy cow. The 04 goes up the track. Let's watch from the blimp. And the 04 on the bottom just gets a bad bump, comes up. And that's where it all goes wrong. Greg Boydell, Roger Craig, General Patton, Bill Kohler, all caught up. I suspect the guys coming in right now are likely going to take tires for any advantage Hobbs Cramner, Stu Wright now up front. Mayor Bixler is in. Roger Craig, Tim Chapman all on pit road. Looks like everybody else is staying out. Now watching this incident, this time from Bill Calder back behind. Wow, Calder just cuts through. Oh, one car appears on him. Wow, that was pretty talented. Lights are out on the pace car. Pit stops completed. Everybody ready to go. Worth noting the season opener at Lernerville earlier tonight, Cale Bixler pulled off the win. He is currently in 6th. Already up 7 spots. Can he make it the remaining 5 and be the first driver to ever pull the sweep? Pace car makes a hard left onto pit road. Here we go. Green flag is back in the air. 8 laps to go. Pops quickly clears traffic as Stu Wright, John Tobias get side by side behind. Tobias gives Pops a big push into turn 1. And Cale Bixler on the march back behind. He's now in 4th. On the bottom. Side by side into turn 3. Stu Wright leads the high line coming out of turn 4. That inside line has been dominant all night long. Bill Calder has had a problem back behind. And he has taken it to pit low. Has taken it to pit lane. That boy's getting a little squirrely up there. Oh, we've got trucks wrecking. Tim Chapman involved. Caution is back out. Looking down from the blimp, Tim Chapman, that green car at the back. Oh, a bad bump from behind. Oh, Tim just gets bumped around. Everybody else saves it. Tim eventually gets it squared away, but man, he just got bounced around like a ping pong ball. Pops Cramner still out front. All right, I'm gonna guess John Tobias was showing them how he can run circles around him. I don't know. Kind of comical, though. And like I said at the race at Lernerville earlier tonight, been doing this almost 5 years, and every race I say there's nothing they can do to surprise me. Every broadcast we do, something surprises me. I really ought to just stop saying it, but every time I think there's nothing else that they can do to I have no idea what Mayor Bixler was doing a moment ago. That could be it, Jeff. Folks, don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. If you missed that Bristol race last night, the ARCA cars on Bristol Dirt, don't worry, it's on YouTube. And a lot of the YouTube shorts have started coming out from that race. Man, the new ARCA car on dirt did far better than I expected. And Thursday night, we'll be back with Home Motorsports. And the Unicorn will be back trucking after that. And tomorrow night, no broadcast, but we will do something fun to entertain you guys, more than likely. Alright, here we go. Pace car heads in. It'll be 4 laps to go at the line. The green flag flies. And the aggression probably just cranked up to 11 here. Everybody on the lead lap except the top 12 are on the lead lap. Bill Calder, the only truck 1 lap down. Stu Wright moves ahead on the high side. Down the back straightaway, they are dead even. And you can see the push going off into the turns. Back down to the start-finish line. 3 laps to go at Daytona. And it could be any one of these drivers comes home in victory lane tonight. Everybody staying stacked up. Nobody making any big moves at the moment. John Tobias is trying to find a way past Pops. Got one peeking below the yellow. Looks like that was General Patton on the backstretch. Oh, Pops is in the wall. Caution is out. Pops is flying. 2 to go. He does stick the landing. Several drivers involved in that, but I do believe Pops got the worst of it. Tim Chapman got some as well. There's Pops on the bottom as they come out of turn 4. Oh, he gets the tap from Stu. Stu goes around, ends up on his side. Pops, I think, bounced off of everybody. And just on a random whim here, let's ride along and watch this from Bill Calder's truck. Back behind. There you see the bump, and there goes Pops up into the air. And Calder managed to drive under him. That was wild. So we will go to a green-white checkered finish. Now remember, all the drivers in this group are over 55, hence the damage being turned off. That does keep everybody in the fight. You're absolutely right, Jeff. I think it was the first one. And now things really going to crank up in a green-white checkered. It'll take them a lap and a half to get to full speed, but they only have 2 laps to get it done. John Tobias and Pat Boyce on the front row. Greg Boydell, Roger Craig at the second row. General Patton and Tim Chapman on the third row. Greg Parmalee, Armando Melgoza on the fourth row. Pops Cramner, Cale Bixler. Round out the top 10. Stu Wright, Mayor Bixler, the last 2 on the lead lap. Bill Calder still trapped 1 lap down as here we go. Green flag is in the air. 2 laps to go at Daytona. Tobias gets a good start, but he doesn't want to get too far ahead. They will freight train right past him. Down into 1 and 2. Remember, they are coming up to speed. Outside line led by Pat Boyce. Getting a lot of help, but that truck behind is wobbling as it looks like Chapman's going to go 3 wide up top. Chapman, no help on the top, but he is making up ground until he kissed the wall. Oh, we've got a truck in the air, big wreck. Everybody's in the grass. The white flag is out. We will not get a caution. 4 trucks left in contention. John Tobias, Greg Boydell, General Patton, and Pat Boyce. Well, half the field went through the infield on that one. Tobias will lead them down into 3 and 4. They still have time. Does anybody have the momentum to make the attack? Boydell peeks out. They are side by side. It's going to be a photo finish. 3 wide at the line. Greg Boydell gets the win. Holy beat up sheet metal, Batman. That got wild. All right, before we talk to our top 3, let's see if we can see what happened at 1 to go. All right, looking down from the blimp, they're 3 wide out of 4. Oh, the big bump. And then everybody just ends up 5 wide through the grass. And that just left 4 trucks battling for it. And then this finish, and we're gonna try and show you just how close this finish was. Whoops. It's really hard to get this just perfect, but let's see. Let's take a look from a few different angles, and there you can see it. Man, doesn't get any closer. Boydell by a 1/1000th of a second. All right, waiting to talk to our top 3, and I finally did find out General Patton's first name is Andy. However, I think we'll just refer to him as the General throughout our conversation. Just waiting to get the top 3 and get a word. All right, well, we've got Boydell and we've got Tobias. Let's start with John Tobias. John, I don't know what to say, buddy. It doesn't get much closer. Hey, John, you got me? Okay, we'll talk to our winner, and then we'll try and go back. Greg, man, it doesn't get much closer coming out of 4. Did you think you had it?
No. No, I thought John had me.
Well, we had to go back and look at the start-finish line. Man, it was just insanely close, especially considering 4 wide, you guys were getting tapped from the bottom and kind of sideways a little.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where people were. I tried to go around them on the outside and thought, okay, if it sticks, it sticks. But yeah, I didn't know where anyone else was actually, Doug.
Well, it still worked out in your favor, man. A great way to start the season in Victory Lane.
Yeah, thank you. It was a lot of fun tonight. We had a lot of guys out, and we're a growing concern, as they say.
That is definitely true. Seems to be getting more and more every week. It's about to get a whole lot wilder out here.
Yeah, well, they say, as we go forward on the calendar each day, we're going to get another person over 55, so.
Hey, would you stop reminding me? I'm like 2 years from joining you.
Oh, you're just a puppy, Doug.
Oh.
Wait till you hit 61 and body parts want to fall off.
Oh, I've already got that, man. But I have to say, it was an exciting race and a great finish, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, I appreciate it. And I want to thank the Masked Avenger, and we want to thank Mr. Mr. Moyer and Moyer Farm Management.
Well, great job tonight, buddy. Great win and a great way to start the season.
Thanks, I appreciate it, Doug. Have yourself a good week, and we'll be back next Tuesday.
All right, buddy. And let's try and talk to second place John Tobias again. Hey, John, you got me? Hey, John, it's Doug in the booth. You got me? Hey, John, can you hear me? Huh, looks like John may be having some technical issues. We'll try and get a word with him next week. We'll try and work with him to make sure everything is working for next week. But guys, make sure you're following on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. A lot of great stuff coming very, very soon. You definitely want to check it out. Make sure you go watch all those YouTube shorts. We'll start putting them out from tonight. They should start showing up tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. Have a great night, y'all.